So Srimataji says she enjoys the traffic and road system here. She was a bit lost on the way from the hotel, but she's here now. Could you turn the house lights on a little bit, because Srimataji would like to see everybody.
Very beautiful. I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, I have to tell you that truth is what it is. You cannot cheat it. You cannot transform it. You cannot conceptualize it. Unfortunately, at this human state, you cannot know it. Whatever today I am going to tell you, you have to listen to it. Please don't believe blindfolded. Keep your mind open as a scientist. If it is proved, then as honest people you have to be. Because it is for your benevolence, it is for the benevolence of your country, it is for the benevolence of the whole world. So what is the truth? The truth is that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not this ego, and you are not these conditionings. Because you always say this is my mind, it is my body, my conditionings, my ego. Who is this mind? Who is this I? Who owns all these things? So the truth is you are not these things, but you are the pure spirit. The second truth is that there is an all-pervading power of divine love, which does all these miraculous things like creating these flowers out of one seed. All the living work is done by this all-pervading power of divine love. In Sanskrit we call it as Parama Chaitanya, Brahma Chaitanya. In the Quran it is described as Ruh. In every religion it is described that there is an all-pervading power of divine love. We have not felt it in our human awareness. We have reached up to a point of human awareness. But still, in this evolutionary process, we have to move, and breakthrough has to take place by which you get your connection with this all-pervading power. Unless and until you are connected with this all-pervading power, you have no relations with divine or with God Almighty. There are many people who tell me that, Mother, we pray every day and we do this, we do that, still we are so sick, still we are so suffering. What's the problem? I say, you are to be connected. If the telephone is not connected, what's the use of telephoning? On the contrary, the telephone gets into your body. Say, see, this instrument is here. Very good example that unless and until it is connected to the mains, it has no meaning. It has no identity. It does not know why it is there. In the same way, we have seen the science growing so much all over. Such a big civilization has grown out of science, but it does not know source. It is amoral. Science is amoral and cannot answer many questions like why are we on this earth? Why we came as human beings? It cannot answer. So we have to turn to something deeper and greater. And that state is what we call as self-knowledge. The inner knowledge, we have not known the inner knowledge of our being. Whatever we suffer, or whatever are the global problems, are mostly because of something wrong with our centers, as they must have explained. These centers are there. They are subtle centers of energy. And when something goes wrong with them, we suffer physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If by any means we can put these centers right, we should feel all right. Apart from that, we should achieve the state which is of self-realization, of self-knowledge. Is promised by many scriptures that such a time of resurrection is there, that is today. And many are to be resurrected. It's a very funny idea which was, I don't know why it was put forward in many books, that at the time of resurrection we'll all come out of our graves. I mean, imagine. What is left in the graves is maybe some few bones. It's not so. It's actually at least special blossom time, I call it. At this time, many will be born, many who are seekers and who want their realization. Many people will be born, again their souls will take forms. That's why we have population problems in some countries, and in some countries we have minors. I mean, the population can never grow to such an extent that it will outsize this world. But despite that, we are worried about population. This population is there mostly because these are very important times. And at this time, people are going to get their resurrection. This is all promised that people will get their resurrection. In Quran, they have described that 12 Mahadi will come and he will give realization. In the Hindu scriptures, it is written in Indian scriptures that there will be a Kalaki who will give you realization, who will resurrect you. And all kinds of books there are in the Bible also, we have this. So, one has to realize that if it is such an important time, and at this time we are born, we should understand the purpose of our being here at this time. But human beings are really lost into lots of illusions, Bhranti as they call it. Because that's the speciality of these times also. That at this time people will get into illusions and will be confused. Confusion will be there. As a result of that, they will start seeking. But in this confusion sometimes we completely lose our logic and we start falling into wrong things. For example, Toronto, they were saying that people come other days to meet you and after that they don't come. It's very surprising. They come to meet me, but they must grow. They have to grow. They have to understand what they are. They have to learn what is so important. Not only that, but they have to be so mature that they can use their power to enlighten other people. It's a responsibility of every person who gets his realization to mature and to give realizations to others. But I was told, I was surprised that some people come here as gurus from India or some sort of evangelists and all that, and people get enamored by them. First of all, you cannot pay for your evolution. You cannot. God doesn't understand money. He doesn't understand banking. He doesn't. You cannot pay. Anybody who takes money, you should shun that person. The other day, I happened to be in India, I don't know, by chance, in a place of one Mr. Murali Babu. And I was amazed. He had created one Sri Rama of about 12 years of age, and about 7 years of Sita. And he was saying they are going to get married now, so you all should give the trousseau. So all the ladies, Marwadis and Gujaratis, started taking out their bangles of diamonds and this and that, and gave it. I started wondering, what's the matter with these people? Have they no brains? How could they give money to a man who is marrying some fake Rama and Sita? Another time, today I have to tell you because I was surprised that in this place, which I find very evolved and intelligent, people are following such nonsense which they have stopped in other places. In another is this TM business the other day, somebody was asked me that what about the power of mind? It is limited. And he makes one pendulum move, you see, with the mind. Are you here to move a pendulum? Is that your value? Is that what you are here on this earth? Have you no respect of your being that you go to such stupid people and listen to them and pay? How can it be? Just think, moving the pendulum, you pay 300 pounds. In any way you can move it. All kinds of stupid things are being done. Now this is Mr. SahajaYoga recently has been completely exposed by camera. And they saw him getting this gold chain in his handkerchief also, chain like this and moving like this again. Why should God give you gold chain? Or diamonds? Is that what God wants you to have? Those who have diamonds are all godly people. How could people take to such stupid things? I can't understand. And it's still on and on and on. Must use your brains. Then somebody has a home or a house. This is Indian nonsense. So they must get. They are so. I dedicated to God. Now in the name of God, there's home, there's pay. Who are the people who are doing it? What have they achieved? What is their private life? How do they live? What is their bona fide? From where have they come? They might have come from jail and wearing those dresses are just befooling. Any nonsensical thing comes in if you want to accept. Then SahajaYoga is not meant for stupid idiots, I can tell you. It's meant for people who have some sense in their head to understand what is the value of their life. Why are they on this earth? This is the category of people whom I call as the people who are seekers, whom William Blake has called as the men of God who will come on this earth and they will become divine and they will make others divine. You want to make people divine. You want to be divine. You don't want to waste your energy on such stupid things. You have done it so many years. All kinds of things you have been doing in the name of God. Why? Even Catholic Church, you know that they counterfeited $9 million or something like that. Counterfeited from their own Vatican Bank that distributed. This is the job of any saintly person. They are raping women, they are in all kinds of nonsense. How can it be? There's no divinity of any kind. On the contrary, I think they are like devils. Now also in England, I was taught the canon of the Protestant Church. I was born in a Protestant family. I'm amazed at it. He says that you have to allow extramarital relationships because people are not coming to church. Because people must come to church and pay these fees. If they had something substantial, if they had something valuable, they wouldn't have to go to this. Then they will say, now you must allow child abuse, drug addiction, everything. Why not? For getting cheap popularity. It depends on our understanding and on our seeking. What are we seeking? We are seeking our second birth, our transformation. We have to have our inner knowledge. We have to know ourselves. And we have to grow into it. This is the value of your life. That's why you are born today. You might have forgotten your previous life, your struggles, your seekings, whatever you might have forgotten, but I am telling you today very that you have taken birth on this to become a spirit and to grow it. As a result, what happens? When you become the spirit, first of all, your attention gets enlightened, in the sense that with your attention you can feel the centers of all the people. Also you know about your own centers. As I told you that most of the problems are coming from these centers. Now if you know how to correct these centers, you solve your problem and you solve the problem of others. So we say that in your awareness, which is human awareness, first of all you develop the consciousness, or what we call as bodh, means on your central nervous system you can know the absolute truth. Now supposing somebody, as I said, coming from India, from jail just now, he said, let us go to Toronto with funny dress and saying that I am such and such guru coming from Himalayas. If he thinks like that, if he comes here, how will you make him out? How will you know whether he is a thief or not? Absolutely. Many people who are atheists who don't believe in God, if they ask after realization, is there God? They get the blessings of this all-pervading power and they start feeling good peace in their hand. You can make out the diseases of other people on your fingertips because your fingers are the endings of the sympathetic nervous system, and they can feel what's wrong. Guru Nanaka has clearly said, I have a big chapter about it, that there will be such and such time called Banjara. I can't understand that what are we seeking and what are we at? We are seeking to be the truth, to be born, to be Atma Sakshatkar, to be yogis, that is united with this all-pervading power. Not the physical yoga in which you have to stand your head. Many people think that if you stand your head, you will get connected to God. But there are many like that. I mean, sometimes if you hear the way people believe in things, you sometimes feel you are in a lunatic asylum. We have to really raise ourselves and see that our purpose of life is very, very deep. This is the most historical times. And this time you are born here, you have to become the spirit. Your attention gets enlightened by which you know on your fingertips your own centers and the centers of others. You know the absolute. But that's not the end. You discover your peace within yourself. If I say now, you stand in your present, you cannot. We live either in the future or in the past. In the center, between these two, there is the present. A thought rises within us from, say, from the past or from the future, again goes to another thought. So we are jumping on the cusp of these thoughts. But when this happens, these thoughts elongate and we are in present. Thus what happens? That we become thoughtlessly aware. In Sanskrit it is called Vichar Samadhi. Thoughtlessly aware. Without any difficulty, without any problem. You just become thoughtlessly aware and you become peaceful. People talk of peace. I know I have met many who have got awards of peace. But there are such hot-tempered people, I tell you, that if you have to talk to them, keep apart schooling. Stand up. How can they get peace awards? I can't understand. On what grounds they get peace awards? The person who doesn't have peace with themselves. How can they have peace awards? But they have. They get it. Somehow or other. This is modern world. So the peace within is established, and you watch the whole world as a drama, as a witness. You see the whole world as just not you being involved. Supposing you are in the water, then you are afraid of the waves. But suppose you get into the boat, then you watch it, enjoy the waves. But supposing you know how to swim, then you jump in and save others. These are the two stages into which you pass. First, you get your thoughtless awareness, and the second one is the state which we call as doubtless awareness. Now some people might say, how many days, how many times? Some people jump in immediately. Some people it takes some time, but within 1 month I have seen people becoming experts. Absolutely experts. So you become your own master and you become the complete master of the divine laws. You understand how they work. It's very simple, has to be. It is so widely played, it has to be extremely simple. Like breathing. If you have to breathe and go read books or pay money to some guru, how many will survive? Extremely simple. and it works spontaneously. Means the living process. Like one seed is put in the mother earth, it sprouts. Because the seed has got the sprouting power built in, and the mother earth also has the sprouting power. So it is spontaneously. It's your own power within yourself is there, built in, which is awakened. And once you have mastered it, you can awaken other people. Like one candle which is enlightened can enlighten other candles. It's as simple as that. But people can't believe anything so simple in modern times. I mean, if I say you can eat your food like this, they say, why not? Alright, go ahead, nothing wrong with that. But this is a simple way. In the same way, one has to understand that if it is within us, it's our own power, and we can all get it, why not? Alright, they get it, I know in my program, many will come always, I don't know why they come to my program, I don't know, maybe some sort of thing, but they come to my program, but they don't grow. They are just the same. They don't grow. Because you have to come to the collective. It's not an individual happening, alright, Mother, I am at home, I do meditation. It won't work. Of course you have to meditate a little bit, but mostly you have to come to collective. If you come to the collective, it works because it's a collective happening. It's a one collective organism. For example, if my one nail is cut out and I keep somewhere, it won't work. It has to be connected with the whole world. It's logical. Absolutely try to understand it's logical. And if you think that you cannot come to the collective, or you will come when I am coming here, you will never grow. You will never fulfill your mission. You will not know why you are here. In a humble way, one should come to the collective, learn and learn. It's very simple to learn, even children know. Even children understand, they are better sometimes because they haven't got such conditions, they are very simple and they know how to do it. So I would request you that after this program and then follow on, I hope you will all come and grow. So next time when I come, I'll find all of you very much grown, not only that, but all of you have given realizations to others. I know of people, one person giving realization to 22,000 people. But that's another area where it has worked. It's growing like fire in many countries like Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, Poland, everywhere. Hungary, also in India, also it is going very much in Europe. There are 55 nations altogether where SahajaYoga is going. So, if you understand the value of your life, value of this time, and what you have to achieve, I am sure you will take it up seriously and grow. That's all I want. I want you to have all the powers. All the powers that are within you must be expressed. You see my age, I am quite an old woman. Must be the oldest of all of you who are sitting here. But I don't feel tired. I just enjoy. When I was leaving New York, I felt sorry. A little bit I felt because there were so many surgeries. I'm a mother after all. But when I came here and I saw other surgeries here from Cincinnati and from this place, again, I felt all right. That's how life is. And I hope you all understand what I'm saying about respect yourself. May God bless you. The last thing which is promised, that you will enjoy yourself. You will never bored. You will enjoy yourself. and you enjoy everything. Such friendship, such love, such affection, such understanding that you cannot believe that such a race exists. I hope you all want to have your realization. Those who don't want to have, I cannot force. Cannot. Because you have been given your freedom, and if you want to have, I can of course work it out by your own powers. But those who don't want, I don't want to force them. I respect your freedom. So those who do not want to have civilization should leave the hall and should oblige me and others. But those who want to have should know that it takes hardly 10-15 minutes, such a short time, and for them I have to tell them that there are 3 conditions. Again, I would request those who don't want to have should leave the hall, please. First condition is that you have to have full faith in yourself. You have to have full confidence that you will get your self-realization. I promise you, you all can get. Please have complete confidence in yourself. So the second condition follows that you should not feel guilty for anything whatsoever at this moment. Not to feel guilty. If you have done mistakes, all right, after all you are human beings, you are not gods. If you have done mistakes, it's all right. For these mistakes, I would say you should fix them at that time and finish them. But when people feel guilty, what they do, they take the guilt and put it here in the left side of this Vishuddhi, which is a very, very dangerous thing to do. As a result of that, you suffer physically, you might get spondylitis, you might get angina, you might get also with heart organs. So why to have any guilt? What's the use? Like a little baby, you are looking after the gate, which is so troublesome. Now people do tell you that you are sinners. I know that all kind of nonsense. It's not true. Who are they to judge you? You shouldn't judge yourself like that. Again I say, respect yourself. This Kundalini is your mother, your individual mother. She knows everything about you. She has recorded everything in her inner coil, just like a tape recorder. She knows everything and she is very anxious to give you your realization. She is the reflection of the primordial mother, the Holy Ghost. And she is just waiting for this time. So, you leave the judgment to her. You don't judge yourself. This is very important because if by this chakra gets blocked, the Kundalini won't rise. Now the third very important and the simplest condition is that you should forgive everyone in general. Meaning, you should not even think about it, not for thinking. Now what's the logic? What's the logic for it? The logic for it is this, that if you forgive or you don't forgive, You don't do anything. What do you do if you don't forgive? Nothing. It's a weak. But when you don't forgive, then mentally you torture yourself all the time. So you are playing into wrong hands. Supposing somebody has tortured you or troubled you or put you into difficulties, then he is enjoying himself or she is enjoying herself, while you are all the time bothering yourself with this kind of a feeling that I hate that person and I do this to that person. Just forgive. Just forgive. So this mental torture will go. But the main point today is that there's the center of Agya on the optic chiasm, which is very constricted, extremely constricted. Like this you can say it is, like this. And Kundalini won't move unless and until you forgive. But when you forgive, it opens. And then Kundalini. So all your life you have tortured yourself for somebody else, and now at this great moment, why do you want to lose your self-realization? I'm telling you again and again because this is one of the worst centers people have. They just can't forgive. Also say, I can't forgive. I mean, what? I just have to say, I forgive everyone. Finished. That's all. At this moment, you have to just say, I forgive everyone. Finished. Any thought comes to you, say, I forgive. That's all. Isn't it simple? So, let us have some love for ourselves and some mercy. As a result of this, you'll be surprised. Many diseases have been cured. Of course, the cancer and all kinds of diseases have been cured, no doubt about it. And you don't get diseases. If you happen to get something, immediately you will know you are going to get it and you can cure yourself. It is as it looks fantastic, I know it looks fantastic. But now supposing you take a television into a remote village and tell them from this television you can see all kinds of films. They'll say, what is this box? What are you telling us? We also think we are just a box. But once you are connected, like the television, you will see how fantastic. You are extremely fantastic. You don't know your powers, you don't know yourself. That's the main thing, you don't know yourself. So you have to know yourself. That's all. It's said by all the saints, all the prophets, and all the incarnations that you have to know yourself. Of course, I mean, if you are trying to do SahajaYoga, also going to somebody else and to somebody else, then it's like your one foot is in the mouth of the crocodile and one on the boat, and it's difficult, and it's better to take the crocodile and spare the boat. All right. Now, I want that before I start it, you should ask me some questions. It will be a good idea.
If you have any questions for Srimataji. can just ask the question, sir.
You can just ask the question.
Yeah, that's all right.
I just asked, he will repeat. You ask.
Yeah, my question is, my name is Chief Agada. Chief A.A. Agada.
Chief Agada.
Chief Agada. I'm from Nigeria.
From Nigeria.
Okay. My question is, my sister came here 3 years ago from Nigeria. My baby sister.
His sister came 3 years ago from Nigeria.
She got involved with organization involved with you. At the time before she started having some personally she has a that the organization turned her life upside up that today I'm proud of her. She had a dream that you are coming. That's why I brought her. I'm proud of you, madam. I am sincerely proud of you. And because of that, I'm putting $200 cash. I love you.
He wants to give us money, mother. He wants to give you some money.
$200 cash.
For what?
No, for what? For helping my sister.
For what?
For helping his sister,
And my
mother.
sister is here. Mother, my sister loves you more than anybody. You help my sister. That my sister is every day. And she's here. I mean, she had a dream you are coming. She had a dream you are coming. And she told me about it. I saw you about it in the newspaper. That's why I brought you here. I don't believe in you before. I'm not a member of you. I don't even, but today I believe. I brought her. We just came in.
I have to go to Nigeria now.
She went.
Very good. That's not the question.
No, my
Anything else?
question is for the mother.
You can ask it.
My question is, what makes you so powerful what you are?
Why are you so powerful, mother?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm a mother.
Can I be powerful as you? Can I be powerful as you?
Can he-
Because I want to be the richest black man ever to live on earth.
Why not? Why not? I would love.
I want
you
to.
to be as powerful as myself. That's what mother wants. That's my love is. You can. This is no power. This is power of love. We have never used power of love. What we have used is power of hatred. This is power of love. We don't know how powerful it is. The power itself is powerful. All right? May God bless.
So, excuse me, madam, can't you take $200 from me?
No, my child, it's all right. See, there's
Okay,
nothing.
can you?
When I will need money, I'll let you.
Okay, madam, thank you. Okay, madam, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? The only favor I want from you, can you see my sister face to face? She's proud of you.
That's what I needed.
She's proud of you. She died for you.
I'm also proud of her and of you.
Can you see her?
Yes.
This is just like you. See her.
Of course I will. Why not?
Okay, let her
She can
come
come
up.
after the program. I will see her. All right?
Okay, God bless you, madam.
May God bless you.
Any other questions?
जरा सुन के मुझे बताइए आप अमेरिकन इंग्लिश के
Pardon me for asking this question, but earlier you talked about the resurrection, and you mentioned about the scriptures, where, like in the Hindu scriptures, they talk about a Kalki avatar who will come for the resurrection, and for the Christians, I know they talk about the return of Christ. And all the religions talk about this resurrection, and they believe in the coming of a Messiah. So I just want to know, since you say that you're going to give the resurrection to us, what is your station?
In Russia.
And are you the promised Messiah then?
Are you?
The promised Messiah. Promised Messiah.
See now. I'm not going to tell you anything about myself, to be very frank. Because see, Christ said he was the Son of God and they crucified him. I don't want to get crucified. You have to find out. When you become the Spirit, you will know what I am. I don't want to say anything about myself. Even Muhammad Sahib did not say, he said positively, I am not divine. How can it be? He just told, because if you say you are divine, everybody will jump on you. That's what the human beings are like.
Any other questions? Yes.
आप ये देंगे तो आप अग्रेसिव हो जाती ना What's that? What you say? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I have two questions. First of all, I have problems. You know, I'm a follower, I'm a seeker for a long time. And can I eat meat or fish or in some group, meditation group, they even say I cannot even eat eggs, nothing. But on the other hand, in a science also tell us, when we breathe in and out, we kill many bacteria, many lots of, now when we draw a line, you know, concerning. A second question is, do you believe in reincarnation or not?
The first question is how to make out a person whether he is genuine or not. Simple. Nanak Sahib has said, Sadguru wahi jo sahib mili hai. The one who makes you meet God is the Sadguru. Not just talk, but his very meticulous way is this. First you must meet the disciples. What do? How much knowledge they have of inner being? What powers have they got? Are they compassionate or aggressive people? What is their bona fides? How do they talk? First, you must see the disciples and then accept them. It's like in the market when you go. It's a marketing. These people are marketing. So you first find out what is this particular thing is and is selling for so much and what effect it has given to others. But another very simple method is that you cannot pay for it. It's the main thing. You cannot pay for it. Alright, at the most you can pay for this hall. Alright. But for your own power, for your evolution, you cannot pay. What did we pay to become human beings? Money question doesn't arise. All these gurus and all these religions are nothing but money oriented or power oriented. Nobody is spirit oriented. This is the best way to judge a guru. Thank God in India we have had many great saints and they have written about it, how a false person is and how a real person. Of course, some of the gurus may not be as compassionate and loving as myself because I am a mother. But they are not. Sometimes they used to throw stones, I know that, and hit their disciples. But why go to them? You can get it yourself. So I'm your mother. I'm not your guru, I'm your mother. One more question? All right. The second question is, do you believe in incarnation? Of course. There's no question of believing, it's a fact. Yes, madam.
Hi, Mother. I just can't let the men get away with this. It was all men. My question is, there's a lot of talk about having a living master, and that you can't do this stuff without a living master. I'd like your opinion of that.
Living master.
Why do you want to have masters? I made you the master.
I already am the master.
You will see, you will know everything yourself. There is no need to have a master. Why? This level.
That's my opinion, but there's a lot of talk about you need a living master. I just wanted your opinion. Thanks very much.
This is still objective about the master.
You know, there are all kinds. And so far, I have met only one who was a real master, but he's a horrible fellow. He beats people and all that. I don't want to go to him at all. He does all kinds of horrible things which I don't like. Oh, I mean, he's a real master. But he has not given realization to anybody because he says he gave it to one who became a bad boss, he doesn't want to give to anyone. So he says, you are a mother, do what you like. So that's how it is. Why should we have masters? We are all masters. You all can become masters. These are all masters. What do you think them to be? These masters who feel shy, who are humble, who don't dress up with a new kind of expression, but are just like inside. They have their inner knowledge. Nothing abnormal outside.
Mother, I think the question is, can we have our self-realization?
That's very good questions, I must say. It's very good questions. Alright, so I've already told you about the three conditions. I would like to remind you that you have to be full confident about yourself, that you all will get your self-realization tonight here. Secondly, that you are not to feel guilty at all for anything whatsoever at this moment. And then thirdly, you have to forgive everyone in general. Now, I have to tell you that there is left side and right side here, and the left side is the power of desire. The right side is the power of action. So what we do is to take out our shoes to take help from the mother. Mother Earth is sometimes very helpful. We take our shoes out and put them on the Mother Earth, little away from it. Because we are so conscious. Sitting here. Out here. So, now we put our left hand on our lap. Very comfortable. You have to be extremely comfortable. That doesn't mean you should be slouching. Comfortably sit straight. I mean, now we don't have to go to Himalayas stand on our heads. Just be comfortable in your chair. Alright. In short, we have to be pleasantly placed towards ourselves. Pleasantly placed, not to have anger or any kind of contempt or depression. Now, put the left hand towards the left. And right hand we are going to use for nourishing our centers only for tonight. Just for tonight. You need not remember anything about it. Just for tonight, we have to use our right hand. So, please put your left hand on your lap on the left side. And please put now your right hand on your heart. Inside the boot. So, in the heart resides the spirit. And if you become the spirit, you become your own guide, your own master. So we take down our right hand, the upper portion of our abdomen, upper portion. We are working only on the left side. Upper portion of our abdomen and press it. This is the center of our mastery. This is created by many prophets, seers and seers, which we have proven. Now we take our hand down onto the low portion of our abdomen on the left hand side. This is the center, you'll be surprised to know, is for the pure knowledge of the divine. Of course, I cannot force this knowledge on you. Later on, I'll tell you that you have to ask for it. Now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. This we are just now showing you what is done. Then onto your heart. Then onto your angle between your neck and your shoulder, and turn your head to your right. Now this is the center where you feel guilty, as I told you, and it's quite bad in this congregation. So please remember not to feel guilty at all. Now, please take your right hand on top of your forehead across and put down your head slowly, as far as possible. Here, you have to forgive everyone in general. This we'll do later on. Now, please take your right hand on the back side of your head and push back your head. Here, without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes. You have to ask forgiveness from this all-pervading divine power, just for your satisfaction. Push back your head. Now, stretch your palm fully and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which is a soft bone in your childhood. Now please put down your head. Please put down your head. Now the important thing is to stretch back your fingers so there is a good pressure on your scalp. Now move your scalp 7 times slowly clockwise. Please bend your heads, push back your fingers and move it slowly. Now, that's all we have to do altogether. So please see that you put your both the feet apart from each other and put your left hand on your lap. On your lap, and please put your right hand on your heart. You have to remove your glasses also because it might help. Now close your eyes. You shouldn't open your eyes till I tell you. Keep your eyes shut. At this center, you have to ask me a very fundamental question 3 times. You can call me Mother or you can call me Sri Mataji. Please say 3 times, ask a question, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask this question 3 times. Ask in your heart.
If you ask the question just to yourself inside, that's fine.
Now, please take down your hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side and press it. And here again you have to ask another fundamental question to me about yourself 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, please take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. Here is the center of pure divine knowledge. I've already told you that I cannot force on you. So please ask 6 times, Mother, please give me pure divine knowledge. Ask 6 times because this center has got 6 petals. As soon as you ask for the pure divine knowledge, this Kundalini, this force in the sacrum bone starts rising. So now we have to nourish our upper centers with our full self-confidence. So raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side, press it hard, and here say with full self-confidence, Mother, I am my own master. Say it 10 times. I have already told you in the beginning that you are not this body, this mind, this ego or conditionings, but you are the pure spirit. So, raise your right hand on top of your heart, and here you have to say again with full self-confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the pure spirit. This all-pervading divine power of love is the ocean of knowledge, ocean of bliss, ocean of joy. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness, and whatever mistakes you have committed, are easily dissolved by this power of ocean of love and ocean of forgiveness. So please forgive yourself. Raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it back your hand as far as possible. And now turn your head to your right. Here you have to say 16 times with full confidence. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Please say it 16 times. I have already told you that whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. On the contrary, if you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. And at this moment, you have to open your Agya Chakra by forgiving. So please forgive everyone in general so that you don't miss your self-realization. I have to see that you get your realization, but you have to forgive. I can't do that for you. Please forgive. So now raise your right hand on top of your forehead and put down your head as far as possible. And here you have to say with your full confidence, not how many times, but from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart. Not how many times. Just put your hand on top of your forehead. Put down your head. Still, if you feel that you cannot forgive, then I cannot help you. Please forgive. Now, take your right hand back on the back side of your head, without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes. Here you have to say, or you have to ask forgiveness from the all-pervading power by saying, "Oh, divine power, please forgive me if I have done anything wrong, knowingly or unknowingly. Please ask forgiveness just for your satisfaction." Please turn your head up towards the sky. Now, stretch your palm fully and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area. Now, please put down your head and push back your fingers. Here you must put a proper pressure on your scalp and move it. Move it slowly 7 times. But here again, I cannot force self-realization on you. While moving your hand, you have to ask for your self-realization. Mother, please give me self-realization. You have to say 7 times. When you are moving your hand 7 times. Please bend your heads, bend your heads, bend your heads. Very important. This is the most. Stretch back your feet, stretch back your feet. Please bend your head. Most important center is this last one. This is the actualization of your baptism. Now, please open your eyes back. Take down your hands and put both of them towards me like this. Please put both the hands towards me like this, little higher. Here, you push your right hand towards me and put down your head. And see with your left hand if there's a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations are coming up. Breeze-like. From your own head. Move your left hand. Now if you have not forgiven, they will be hot. Please try to forgive and understand. You should put your hand on top of your head, little away. Some people get it much more further. So please move your hand and see for yourself if you are getting any cool or a hot breeze on your head, from your head. Bend your head is the best. Now again, please try the left hand towards me. Now bend your right head. You bend your head nicely and with the right hand. Now you see for yourself. With the right hand, you see for yourself. There's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area, the soft bone in your child. Just see if it is coming out. Raise your hand. Now, try with right hand again. Put the right hand towards me and put the left hand on top of your head. Now bend your head again and please see for yourself there's a cool or a hot breeze is coming out of your head. Now this is what is the Kundalini coming out and is connecting you to the all-pervading power. Now, please put both hands like this. And watch me without thinking. Just see if you can do it. Just put both the hands towards me and watch me without thinking. Now, please put both hands like this and push back your head. Here you have to ask one of these questions 3 times. One of these questions 3 times. First question is, Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? The second question is, Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love, the root? The third question is, Mother, is this the Parama Chaitanya? Ask any one of these questions 3 times. Push back your head. See upward. And ask this question. Now, please take down your hands. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze on their fingertips or on their palms or through their fontanelle bone area, through their head, please raise both your hands. Just imagine. Most of you have got, why Indians haven't got it, I can't understand. They must be having some gurus or something. All of them, just imagine. May God bless you. Now you are for the first time feeling this all-pervading power of divine love, for the first time. But now you have to learn how to use it. You feel the peace and you feel the joy. You may feel you are on top of the world, but that's not so. You have to grow and this connection has to be fixed. I'm sorry some Indians didn't get it, what's the matter? Normally Indians are very good at it if they come. Or I can see that. In any case, may God bless you. Thank you very much. I am very glad. I'll be coming back again after 1 year, or I'm going to Vancouver in the morning. I'm very happy to see you all getting your therapy. Now you have to grow. And those who haven't got also, should go and see for themselves what's wrong. Why did they get their realization? And I'm sure it will all work out. There are all experts here. It will all work out. And you all will have your self-realization.
There are weekly meetings, much like this, where you can actually go and further establish and learn more about the meditation.
Hello, they want to sing a song to me. If you don't mind, then wait for one more song. They want to sing a song.
So we're going to have one short musical piece. And just to tell you a little bit about music, a lot of people, music seems to communicate with lots of people in different ways. It's very inspiring. And one of the things with the music which is produced by the SahajaYogis is that as they are connected, the music itself has vibrations. So perhaps if they play something, you can have your hands out and you may feel a cool breeze as a result of the music. We find that the music is one of the easiest ways to enjoy it. So we have lots of people playing music. So we're going to have one song. I'm not sure if it's going to be in Hindi or Marathi. And one of the things we find is even the Westerners can very quickly master, at least in singing, in foreign languages. And then we'll have, I think, an English song as well.
Marathi or
बंधन जो बंधन
You got it. Now you must come to the collective, all right? Otherwise it won't go. What's your name? Chanmuka. It's your life, it's not. You go and see that because you tell you. Right? Now you have to do it. How are you? What is it? Arthur is what? You are realizing you are a self-reliant person. Now you are free. And you have to be a so you come and see. Come to the museum. You just come there. Really, I could make it out. Really, I could.
गवर्नमेंट को भी आप इधर करें ना स्टडी
क्या और ये ऐसा ही होता है ये तो मुझे बहुत कष्ट होते हैं मेरा भी सब समझ में आता है नेक्स्ट टाइम पूरा मुझे आपका भी हो जाएगा, आप जरा देना ही करके सुनाई दे रहा है, बोल रहा है, हम ठीक है, सुनाई दे रहा है, ये बात सुनाई दे रही है।
Thank you.
breathe. Look, I can see your eyes.
What about
All right. Not to influence the man. You come and see them, you will get the seat will go away. Just to go away. They will work it out. All right? And you learn it and now master it.
Everything went wrong in other places.
You're all right, you're all right, you're all right. Still, you must come and see them and give some this. Just repeat it, you are going to correct. And then all problems are solved. You enter it all. Everything. There are many issues. Computer literacy is alright, but you must know protect yourself. You better ask us how to protect. Thank you. अभी है कहाँ दिल्ली जाएंगे तो दिल्ली में बता देंगे इसका इलाज तो बहुत आसान है। एक 14 साल बाद अच्छा पहले मिल ले उसके लिए वाइब्रेटेड पानी
Before they go, like, I was trying to research
Dale. Sige, keluarga pokoknya itu.
Musik banget,
सामने वो रूहानी आयातुल्लाह का किस्सा है।
That's one thing about just it's all right like that. Then he gets all right just like that. तो क्या पता कितना से रोज विदाउट तो बाल तुम्हारा क्या हो रहा है उसमें वो लगा ना उसमें दवा निकली है क्या ना बोलते अनूप इंडिया से अनूप मंगा लो उससे चले जाएंगे इसके बिल्कुल गए थे तो वो आ गए नहीं है वेरी ग्रेट बहुत अच्छा बजाते हैं क्या कहना
चंद्रगिरी इनका नाम फ्रेंड है इनके।
कहाँ सीखे था कानपुर में है कुछ गाने वाला अब नहीं बहुत अच्छा वेरी स्वीट यहाँ है म्यूजिक का स्कोप इधर म्यूजिक का स्कोप है हाँ बहुत अच्छा हाँ तुम्हारा क्या हाल है तुम तो बिल्कुल ठीक है इनको अगर ध्यान में दिखाया करो रोज मेरे ख्याल से क्या काम करते हो हाँ तो क्या है ये परेशान होते हैं उनको कहना राइट हैंड फोटो लेफ्ट हैंड ऐसे दोनों पैर पानी में नमक डाल करके और यू टेक इट आउट मतलब टेंशन बहुत यहाँ से नहीं वैसा नहीं करता वो ऐसा है ना उसकी सफाई हो जाए उससे उसको करने से कैसे होगा हम चाहे कम नहीं कर सकते तो ऐसा है कि वो ही जाता है जिसको होता है उसको होता है जिसकी सफाई होती है अच्छी चीज़ में होता है उसको तो आप उनको मेहरबानी से हो शाम को चाहे कुछ तो एक 5 मिनट को भी कम से कम अभी साफ कर जाए अभी साफ उनका ऐसा एकदम से साफ हो जाते हैं ये इनको रोज कराओ, जिससे स्नान है बेटा, ऊपर सफाई हो जाए। ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन है तो उससे चला जाए, कोई बार बार ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन आएगा, बार बार निकाल दे एकदम बदल। नहीं क्या चलो उधर से चलो, ये तो चलो घर क्या तो
गाड़ी आएगी, गाड़ी नहीं
घर तो चलो चलो घर जाके, इसको जल्दी नहीं है। God bless you all. कल जा रहे हैं वैंकूवर, अब सहयोग को बढ़ाइए आगे। सिर्फ What is it? Huh?
Next year she wants to go to
She's coming. Your problems are solved now? What happened with that? Of course, everything. It's solved now. Now, you want to come to Kapila again? Alright, come along. Anytime now, just Navratri Puja. Then I'll go over. I'll go to Navratri Puja for you. Maybe about 20 days I'll go. But next year will be you come to India too. Alright? Better. Once for all you also come to India. एक बार आना ही चाहिए, इससे सफाई हो जाए। नहीं बैठे, चलो सबको चेक कर दिया और क्या ये रशिया से ला। May God bless you all. May God bless. सबको अनंत आशीर्वाद।